18, anonymous question says, my family member loves, capital Loves, loves Joel Osteen. What are some thoughtful questions I could ask that would naturally lead them to a more biblical, Christ-centered understanding of the gospel? Well, let me say this. Your goal shouldn't be to keep them from listening to Joel Osteen, but perhaps your goal should be to introduce them to good, solid biblical teachers. So how about you go do some homework and find, because obviously Joel Osteen is a polished speaker. Like I'm not, it's not my thing. Joel Osteen is a polished speaker. It is what he says and the way he says it and the expressions he gives. It's all very formatted and he's polished, right? So how about you find polished, godly speakers who really teach the word of God and expose your friend, your neighbor, your loved one to that, your family member, you said. That's what I think you should do. Because if you can do that, the lights will go on. Over time, the lights will go on, and have a long-term plan for this. If you see an open door, like the reason why I'm putting it this way is because you say they love Joel Osteen, meaning their commitment to Joel Osteen is very high. And you're thinking, how do I lower that commitment? I think rather get them into a stronger biblical environment where they're learning the word, and it's in a way that maybe connects with their learning style so that they would just naturally, they'll see it for themselves. And look for those opportunities to talk about it, where hopefully the way that you talk to them, it's clear to them, they can feel it the way you talk. You're not there to attack Joel Osteen. You're there to exalt the word of God. That's the nature of like my video where I did a review of Joel Osteen, the one that he would not allow on the internet. And then went through all that rigmarole. I'll link that below for anybody who's interested in watching me review a Joel Osteen sermon. I had to read the sermon myself because of him bringing it down and claiming copyright infringement over and over again. And so I have to end up reading it, but the review is there and I read word for word what he said. Yeah, like you could share that video where I do a review of Joel Osteen, but I don't know if the few words you use to describe your family member, I don't know if that's the best tactic for them. It might be finding someone who's a really good speaker, who's a really good Bible teacher, who's a really solid believer, who really calls people to true discipleship, not Joel Osteen's version that is a very watered down discipleship, where they're not really called to like give up what they have and follow Jesus Christ, like full disciple, but they're more like called to a kind of a discipleship that's about achieving your goals and accomplishing your dreams. Yeah. And pray for them. I'm sure there's other advice that you could have that maybe I should be giving you. This is just what comes to my mind.